Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. This is SB 920, and what this legislation would do is remove the 24-hour waiting period between the mandatory ultrasound and the abortion procedure. It would also eliminate that 100-mile limitation, which would no longer be necessary. In a perfect world, no woman would ever have to undergo an abortion, but unfortunately I think we all have been around long enough to know that we do not live in a perfect world. Putting up medically unnecessary barriers that disproportionately impact poor women is, in my mind, poor public policy. Current law requires 3 trips to the doctor or clinic, once for mandatory counseling, and there's a waiting period of at least 24 hours after that counseling, then another time for this mandatory sonogram, another mandatory 24-hour period, a waiting period, and then finally again for the procedure. For women who are living at the margin or who live at a great distance from these clinics, it's incredibly difficult to make this happen. For an affluent woman with her own transportation, it's no problem. This creates a 2-tiered system of access that I believe is wrong. I know that inequity exists as a part of life, but I don't think that we in the General Assembly should be helping it along. Many say that this additional waiting period gives women more time to think, more time to talk it over with their friends and families. I would submit that women don't get abortions on a lark. I guarantee you that by the time a woman picks up the phone to call a doctor or a clinic, she has thought long and hard about her options. But even after she makes that call, Virginia gives women lots of information and time to think about her decision. That's the mandatory counseling. And we tell women a lot, ladies and gentlemen. We have about 100 lines worth of information that we provide to women who want to have this procedure, who are exploring the possibility of having this procedure. So what do we tell them in counseling? We give them detailed information about the medical procedure that's going to be performed and how it's performed. We tell them about the anatomical and physiological characteristics of their fetus. We give them the chance to speak to the doctor and ask any questions that they may have. We tell them about alternatives and medical assistance benefits that they could receive for prenatal care. We tell them that the father could be required to pay child support and that the state can help them collect it. We tell them about resources that can help them after the child is born. Saying that a woman needs more time to think about this information after she's been given at least 24 hours to think about it is frankly insulting. I know that many of us disagree on the question about whether women should even be permitted to undergo an abortion, and we may never agree on that. And this bill has quite frankly put me at odds with a lot of other folks who don't want to settle for less than outright a repeal of this ultrasound requirement. This bill is really my attempt to seek compromise on the portion of this law that so disproportionately impacts women who are least able to handle it, and those are poor women. And I hope that it will be the will of the committee to support this.